He was a young boy. I just run out and get that sun in a good way. But excuse me, is it the only thing I can do? Right through this window. Yes. The statement is red skies at night, sailors delight. Red skies in the morning, sailors take warning. So we know that the ultraviolet is what enhances our vitamin D and everything. And we know that the ultraviolet, right in the morning, about for an hour or so more, it can help us out. Later on, the ultraviolet is like helping you do work. So from 10 to 2, it's helping you to do work. You have to, of course, look and see where you're at, so you may not want to be right in the direct ultraviolet, but that is the work time. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock till 2. Now it's coming to the nighttime, and it's the sleep time. So instead of ultraviolet, which I'm looking at when I'm looking at my mobile, it should be infrared. Because infrared will like calm you down and like help remove the the ultraviolet pushing everything. It's like electrical charge. The ultraviolet is higher, the infrared is lower. So if you were to see a frequency, you would see a spike and everything, You would see it up and down, It'd probably even drive you mad, looking at the spiking. So the ultraviolet is like the end of the spectrum that we can see. So the ultraviolet is spiking during the day, and that spiking is harder to remove than infrared. And if you were to discuss, where it's located and everything, let me just get a better position. Okay. Yeah. The ultraviolet is in this region. It's with these two chakras right here. So it's like giving energy from the top all the way down to the bottom. Whereas the infrared is starting where K2 starts. K2 starts from here down. So it's more of a calming. It's like the calming time. The other one was the get up, go to work time. But now it's the calming time. So you want to reduce it. So you don't want the blue light. Because that's like ultraviolet rays, You don't want them. You would rather have the infrared. And this prepares the person for sleep. So even in that statement that I made of the sailors, this red is calming down even the waves. Yeah, the infrared is calming the waves of the ocean for the sailors. But of course, the ultraviolet is making the waves even more. It's getting things to move. Get up, get to work. Even the ocean, get up, get to work. So Rahu and Ketu are the personalities of these two. So in some instances, the ultraviolet is desired. Some instances, the infrared. But when one uses the lights, I don't like talking against anything. Because there's they're expensive, but there are LED lights that block the blue. But they're expensive. And they even know it's bad. Even the producers of LED, they are understanding that it's a bad light. Even if, I was amazed, even if you work out that it's an indirect light, indirect LED, still it'll give trouble. Oh, I don't understand it. So, it's the flickering. The incandescent is like a continuous flow. Whereas the LED, to even work, has to be an on and off. Here it is, the cycle of alternating current is 55, I think, here. In the United States, it's 60. So it is double. It's even double. It's about 120 on and off. Oh, what's the reasoning for avoiding it so much? Well, Rife, and studied also by Hilda Clark, they knew that to kill different germs, the best way to kill a germ or a bacteria is, or a virus even, is by the on and off micro switch. So I got my on and off micro switch with Jeff, the son of Hilda Clark, and I made my own zapper. And it had two functions, 50,000 hertz and on and off, and 30,000 hertz. That didn't kill all the viruses and bacteria, but it was killing the majority of them. She had picked those. So, the on and off is like there is no up. All of a sudden it's on. And there's no down. All of a sudden it's off. So it's like really rugged. It's like throwing somebody against the wall. Hit them with an energy and then hit them with the opposite energy. Hit them with the energy and then hit them with the opposite energy. It's really bad. So that is the LED. It's a totally on, totally off, totally on, totally off, totally on, totally off. There is no beautiful frequency wave. There's no beautiful frequency wave. Not even a spike wave. It's like a on-off. Oh, well, I can't see it. Well, your clock brain sees it, detects it. And this really hits that clock hard, disturbs it. You can say it disturbs it so much that nowadays people are not even having REM. That means rapid eye movement when you're sleeping. After the sun rises, you cannot go into any deep sleep or anything like that. So your eyes are just like moving constantly. Rapid eye movement. But they're finding that all of a sudden, because of the atmosphere of the LED, the rapid eye movement is diminishing in many people. That means the circadian rhythm is diminishing. That means you're becoming like a piece of steel. You're not aware of the atmosphere. And it's important to be aware of the atmosphere. You don't have to look at your clock. You can be aware of it because you can see the sky. The sky is supposed to tell us. That sky gives you so much energy. That sky gives you so much health. There is even a verse, I haven't been able to find it, but there's a verse that says that the person meditates on the horizon to gain strength in his body. Health, strength, and physical strength. So that is meditating on the rising of the sun and the setting of the sun. Just that can give you good health and strength. So there is an importance. And I don't want to talk badly of it because they save so much money with the LEDs. The fluorescent, they're just half of the on-off. But with the LED, there's like a energy spike. It's not just a on and off, like the fluorescent's just an on and off. It's a gas, and it's inside something. It's not really emanating that on and off. But in the case of the LED, it is shooting you. Yes, it is shooting you with an on and off. There's an energy that's going with that. Not with the fluorescent. So the fluorescent can just, anybody with epilepsy, they cannot stand a fluorescent light. It can, it's so intense for them, it could make them go into a fit of epilepsy. That's how much it is, just the fluorescent. But what to speak of the LED, what it could do. Because it is an energy throw. So, just be careful, Try to eliminate as much as you can. Even it's like, I get up in the morning, I want to see the sky, the stars and everything, but you can't. You got the whole road lit up, and you got people with their cars and the motorcycles and the this and the that, and there is nowhere that you can go except if you go in the forest and get away from everybody, that you can go where the lights that they have are not going to disturb your connection. It's a connecting. It's connecting, you could say Mother Nature, but it's connecting with the Supreme. It helps to connect with the Supreme. So I go up on top of the roof, hoping that, the lights around us have burnt out or they're broken or something like that, because they cast shadows, and I just can't go in any direction on top of the roof without the shadows from these artificial lights coming. So it's a little bit, sad that the whole town has to be lit up so well. But that's a downside of it, modern civilization. So I know I just take it, as much as you can, understand it as much as you can, follow it as much as you can. Chanting Hare Krishna always puts in whatever we're lacking. Hare Krishna mantra puts that in, throws the chips in for that part. So, it isn't that bad. But it does help, especially to get away from the LED off and on and the spikes that it's throwing out to you. Yeah, okay. Just to remember all these things and connect them. Connect them with our philosophy. Rahu's there. Ketu is there. There are certain days that Rahu, he is dominant. There's, you can go through the muhurtas, 30 muhurtas. One may say auspicious and one may say inauspicious. But even if its existence is auspicious for something else that you may not want. So they say inauspicious. One time somebody said, oh, this is an inauspicious Ekadasi because it's in the Krishna Paksha. And Srila Prabhupada says there's nothing inauspicious about it. Corrected him. So there's nothing inauspicious. Actually, Krishna's energy is nothing inauspicious. It's just that it's something that we don't want to have. So we have to avoid it because we're in a certain condition. But and our health depends on certain conditions. So, yeah. But trying to connect with the Supreme is a must. So I can declare I'm a human. I can't declare I'm a human if I'm not connected with the nature in some way. There's also a trick, that even if you're walking, even if I'm talking, I'm trying to be conscious of my breathing. As soon as you connect the breathing to what you're talking about, or if you're walking, or whatever activity, in whatever way you want to do it, 4 in, 8 hold, 4 out, you can do any of them, but they all have the same function. They start solidifying your realization. Solidify means that they start bringing it out. Oh, you're trying to do this or that, and they try to help you in. Oh, you're trying to get healthy. That's generally why you want to do it. But in so many instances, just the breathing and knowing I'm breathing. And I want this energy because the air is carrying the prana. One yogi that lives in a cave, he says like make like you're eating the air. And that you want to taste the prana. And you really want to have the prana. Because you know it's there. But you have to have the desire for it to come into your existence. Shallow breathing is what practically everybody does. And shallow breathing, they do it constantly all the day long. They never try to become conscious of their breathing. And if your breath wants to breathe in, you breathe out. And if it wants to breathe out, you breathe in. So you're telling it, hey, wait a minute, I'm in control. So your breath will help you out. Persons that have adopted a system of only breathing every minute, they're very healthy. Very seldom get sick. Very seldom get sick. Just by that. I think we breathe, I haven't looked it up for a long time, but it's about 28 times a minute. The short, and we don't take advantage of that connection. We don't eat. We don't eat our air. Sometimes you don't want to eat it because it's so contaminated. But you want to eat the air. You want to taste the air. You want to get all the blessings from the air. And there's so much there. And then when you eat the air 500 different salivatic glands in your mouth, they can capture what you want. Your mind's saying, okay, I want to capture this part of the air. The prana of this part of the air I want to capture. And then that saliva will go into you. I'm not trying to be spooky or anything like that, or really spiritual, but I'm just telling you that's the fact. That's a fact. Yeah, okay. I could, go on for a while, but things to do. Not evil.